everyone, Morgan here. So I'm going to be talking about the 20 best prepper gifts. And of course, there's probably a million gifts that you could give that special prepper in your life, or maybe that non-prepper or whatever. Anyway, these are the best gifts that I've come up with that are the top 20. Okay, any book, really any book, any book that has to do with survival, prepping, bushcrafting, self-sufficiency of any kind is going to be a welcome addition to any prepper library. Food. Honestly, if I got some canned goods, I'd be like, frick yeah, add this to my collection. Or that 5-gallon food bucket that I was talking about a while back. Really, any type of food, number 10 cans of food, powdered foods, spices, any type of food or food related items. The next one's going to be the Mantis X system. So Mantis creates dry firing systems, and I absolutely love all of their systems. I love that they allow me to continue training even, while I can't get to the range. And the training that I do at home with those Mantis systems 1,000% improves my time at the range when I'm live firing. So, all right, so the next one is going to be any type of water purification system. I have been doing some reviews, and I do have a lot of reviews about water purification systems. I really like the bottles like Grail or the Seychelles. Any of those, they're really good. I like those water bottle systems, but there's so many great water filter systems out there. I'm going to put some links down below, some of my favorites. So the next one is going to be a food mill. So either a manual grinder or an electric grinder. These are great. If you can mill your own corn and wheat berries and all this stuff, you're just on like a whole nother level. You know what I mean? Like you can grind oats and whatever else. Grind your own flour. It's grind beans. These are great, fantastic things to give a prepper and to be able to do. All right, so extra socks. As a kid, you always got those extra socks and you're like, thanks, Mom. Well, as an adult, I want socks. Give me socks. Thank you. Next one's canning jars. Canning jars, could you have too many canning jars? Is that like a thing? Next one's going to be DIY spices and DIY mixes. So I did say, just a minute ago about spices, but you could make your own spices and give those, or you can make your own DIY like mason jar mixes. You could do like the cookie mixes, or dehydrate some stuff and make like dehydrated soup mason jar mixes and give that to people. All right, the next one's going to be soap and really homemade anything, like homemade soap, homemade hats, homemade scarves, homemade lip balms, homemade lotions, homemade, really anything. Anything homemade, like even if it's like I'm going to be talking about some other homemade stuff, but like homemade jams. I love to give homemade jams. I love to receive homemade jams. But yeah, so homemade anything, I am totally down with. Homemade syrups, if you tap to that syrup yourself, you want to give it away. I know that's like a long process, and giving away syrup is like, and then homemade vanilla. I just did a video about this a while back, but it does take a few months to, actually make the homemade vanilla. But if you do it in time, you can pour some in some bottles and give those away. Homemade vanilla is such a great gift and it lasts forever. First aid kits. I think first aid kits are a really great gift. I have so many first aid kits, but I could always use more. You know what I mean? Like I will always find a place for a first aid kit in our life to make sure that they have a spot in our home. Next one's going to be herbs. So dried herbs. So if you dried a bunch of herbs recently, or maybe you just want to give somebody some dried herbs. So compressed towels. I'm talking about these compressed towels. These are great. I love having these around because I can throw them in my bug out bags or my everyday carry bag or whatever. And these compressed towels are they're an amazing resource to have because they're so small and they take an insignificant amount of water in order to fold out. So they're great. All right, next one's going to be cookware, like cast iron cookware, or like camping cookware, either the titanium or the stainless steel. So radios, so mobile radios, whether it's walkie-talkies, GMRS, or ham, whatever you or your prepper person that you're buying for is into or can, transmit, then that's great. Or even just like a NOAA weather radio, any type of radio. NOAA weather radios is like a really good start for like somebody who's brand new, doesn't know anything about this stuff. Educational courses. So any type of excuse me, any type of educational courses. I would love to receive like a gift card to like a firearm training or like a first aid. And I know I keep saying like I would love to receive this, but I'm talking about as in the universal I, as a prepper. I know that as a prepper, I think educational courses, if somebody gave, like if I were to give a gift guide to an educational course for somebody, I think they would love it, you know, and really use it. And whether it's an online course or in-person course. So next one's going to be Mylar bags and 5-gallon buckets with the info on like what you could pack inside the Mylar bags, what you could pack inside the Mylar buckets, or 5-gallon Mylar buckets. I just say Mylar buckets. 5-gallon bucket projects. Like make a list. Like, hey, this is all the foods you could pack inside this Mylar bag. Hey, this is all the projects, not all the projects, but some projects you could do with a 5-gallon bucket. Have fun, you know. All right, next one's going to be seeds. Seeds are just a perfect gift. Here's some seeds to grow your own food, my friend. Enjoy your life, right? Next one's going to be a solo stove or some sort of camp stove. These are just going to be really helpful, you know, like especially like a solo stove, they have the little ones, which are great, but then they have like the really big ones, which are fantastic for urban, suburban, even rural. Well, that's it for my suggestions. These are just some things that I've had in mind. I'm sure there's like 1,000,001 other things that you could give a prepper. And I'd love to hear your thoughts and ideas down below in the comments. And don't forget that I did put all of these ideas down below in the description. Thank you all so much for watching. Conquer tomorrow by preparing today. I'll talk to you later. Bye.